Ever look around and feel like you're just treading water? You see others, maybe on social media, maybe in your own circle, and they seem to be surging ahead, building lives that genuinely excite them. And you wonder, what's their secret? Why am I still stuck in this place called average? Maybe you've told yourself it's luck or connections or some innate talent you just weren't born with. But what if I told you that average isn't a life sentence? What if it's a series of choices, habits, and mindsets that can be systematically dismantled and rebuilt? Today, we're not just going to talk about why you might feel average. We're going to dive deep into the concrete, actionable strategies you can use starting right now to break out of that mold and unlock the extraordinary life you know you're capable of. This isn't about quick fixes or empty hype. This is about understanding the mechanics of personal growth and giving you the keys to your own ignition. Are you ready to stop being a spectator in your own life and start architecting something remarkable? Let's be honest, that feeling of being average, it stings, doesn't it? It's not about a lack of ambition. Deep down, you know you have more to offer. It's that quiet frustration at the end of another day, another week, where your big plans and grand intentions somehow fizzled out. It's the gnawing realization that your potential, that bright spark you feel inside, isn't translating into the results you crave. You start projects with a burst of enthusiasm, only to see them gather dust. You set goals, but the path to achieving them feels foggy and overwhelming. So you retreat to what's familiar, what's well average. This isn't about being lazy. Often, it's about being stuck in a loop of good intentions met with inconsistent action. A loop of comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. A loop where the comfort of the known, even if it's unfulfilling, feels safer than the uncertainty of striving for more. It's the voice that whispers, maybe this is all there is for me, or I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week, next month, next year. This cycle can lead to a quiet kind of despair, a sense that life is happening to you, not for you or by you. You see the years ticking by, and the gap between the life you envisioned and the life you're living seems to widen. That, my friend, is the true cost of staying average. It's not just about missing out on external achievements. It's about missing out on the person you could become. So, how do we break this cycle? How do we systematically dismantle average and build something extraordinary in its place? It's not about a single magic bullet, but a combination of powerful shifts in mindset and consistent, deliberate actions. First, let's talk about your internal operating system, your mindset. Your perception shapes your reality. If you believe average is your destiny, then every setback will confirm that belief. We need to flip that script. Understand this. Average is not a fixed identity. It's a current state, a result of past programming and past choices. And anything that was programmed can be reprogrammed. Start by challenging those limiting beliefs. When that voice says, "You can't do this," ask why not. Who says so? Begin to consciously choose empowering thoughts. This isn't about blind positivity. It's about cultivating a belief in your own capacity to learn, adapt, and grow. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Not blame, but responsibility. This means acknowledging that your actions, your reactions, and your choices are the primary determinants of your outcomes. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the driver of your destiny. Imagine the shift. Instead of "this always happens to me," it becomes, "what can I do differently next time?" That single shift is monumental. Next up, clarity. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. Not average is a vague concept. What does it specifically mean for you? What does a life beyond average look like, feel like, sound like in your world? You need a compelling vision, something that pulls you forward, especially when things get tough. Take some time, real, dedicated time to define this. Don't just think about it, write it down. Be specific. What kind of work are you doing? What impact are you making? How are your relationships? What does your health look like? The more vivid and detailed your vision, the more magnetic it becomes. Once you have that vision, break it down into meaningful, actionable goals. Not just, "I want to be successful," but I will acquire this specific skill by this date, or I will complete this project that moves me towards my vision within the next 3 months. These goals need to be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This isn't just corporate jargon. It's a framework for turning dreams into doable steps. Without this clarity, you'll expend a lot of energy moving, but you might just be running in circles. Now, let's talk about the engine of transformation, consistent action. This is where most people falter. They get inspired, they make a plan, but they don't build the machinery of execution. The antidote to average is discipline, but let's reframe discipline. It's not about punishment or forcing yourself to do things you despise. True, sustainable discipline is about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and your most compelling goals. It's about making a promise to your future self and keeping it. The key here is habits and routines. Your life today is largely the sum of your habits. To change your life, you must change your habits. Start small. This is crucial. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one, just one, key habit that, if implemented consistently, would move you significantly closer to your vision. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to work on your most important task. Maybe it's dedicating 1 hour to learning a new skill. Maybe it's consistently exercising. The famous author James Clear talks about the 2-minute rule. If a new habit takes less than 2 minutes to do, then do it. Read 1 page of a book becomes read before bed. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes roll out your yoga mat. The idea is to make it so easy to start that you can't say no. Consistency trumps intensity every single time. It's not about the one heroic effort. It's about the small, daily deposits into your growth account. And how do you beat procrastination, that arch nemesis of progress? One powerful technique is to simply start. Just commit to working on a task for 5 minutes. Often, the hardest part is starting. Once you're in motion, inertia works in your favor. Another is time blocking. Schedule specific blocks of time for your most important tasks, just like you'd schedule a meeting. Treat these appointments with yourself as non-negotiable. The path out of average is paved with discomfort. Let that sink in. Average is comfortable. Average is predictable. Growth, by its very nature, requires you to step outside your comfort zone. It means trying things you're not good at yet. It means facing the possibility of looking foolish. It means pushing yourself when you'd rather coast. You have to learn to embrace this discomfort as a sign that you're on the right track. Think of it like working out a muscle. The burn tells you it's growing stronger. Every time you choose the slightly harder path, the one that stretches you, you are literally rewiring your brain for growth and resilience. And what about failure? It's inevitable on any journey worth taking. The difference between those who break through and those who remain average is how they respond to failure. Average sees failure as a verdict, a sign to quit. Extraordinary sees failure as feedback, an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again with more wisdom. Don't fear failure. Fear regret. Fear looking back and knowing you didn't even try because you were afraid to stumble. Each failure is a data point telling you what doesn't work, guiding you closer to what does. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work" on his path to inventing the light bulb. That's the mindset. Consider your environment and your influences. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This is profound. If you're surrounded by people who are content with average, who constantly complain, who pull you down, it will be incredibly difficult for you to rise above. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you, who are playing a bigger game. This doesn't mean abandoning old friends, but it does mean consciously curating your inner circle and finding mentors or communities that align with your aspirations. Your information diet matters too. What are you consuming? Is it content that uplifts and educates you? Or is it mindless scrolling that leaves you feeling drained and inadequate? Be ruthless in curating what you read, watch, and listen to. Fill your mind with ideas and stories that fuel your ambition and expand your perspective. Finally, embrace the principle of continuous improvement, the Japanese concept of Kaizen. This is about making small, incremental improvements in all areas of your life, consistently over time. It's not about giant leaps. It's about getting 1% better every day. 1% a day might not sound like much, but compounded over a year, the results are staggering. Ask yourself each day, what's one small thing I could do better today than I did yesterday? This relentless focus on small, steady progress is what builds momentum and creates lasting transformation. It prevents overwhelm and keeps you focused on the process, not just the distant outcome. Imagine building a huge wall. If you focus on the entire wall, it's daunting. But if you focus on laying each brick as perfectly as you can, one at a time, eventually the wall gets built. That's Kaizen in action. This isn't about chasing perfection, which is a recipe for paralysis. It's about chasing progress. It's about making today a little better than yesterday, and tomorrow a little better than today. This philosophy, applied diligently, will pull you far away from the gravitational pull of average. Look, I've just shared a lot of information with you. And information alone won't change your life. Action will. So, here's my challenge to you right now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. From everything we've discussed, pick one. Just one strategy, one idea, one tiny action step that resonated with you the most. Maybe it's defining your vision. Maybe it's applying the 2-minute rule to a habit you've been putting off. Maybe it's consciously challenging a limiting belief. Whatever it is, I want you to commit to implementing that one thing today. Not next week, not when you feel like it, today. And I want you to do something else. Head down to the comments section and tell us what that one thing is. Declare your intention. There's power in that. It creates accountability and it inspires others. Let's build a community of action takers right here. And if you found value in this, if you're ready to stop being average and start building an exceptional life, then do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to Rise Anyway, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos designed to help you elevate every area of your life. We're in this together. The truth is, average is a choice. It's the default setting for many, but it doesn't have to be your setting. You have the power, right now, to choose a different path. The path of growth, of purpose, of becoming the person you were truly meant to be. It won't always be easy. There will be challenges. There will be days you want to revert to the old ways. But the satisfaction of overcoming those challenges, of seeing yourself grow and achieve things you once thought impossible, is a reward unlike any other. Remember, you are not defined by where you are today, but by the direction you are heading and the actions you are taking. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step. Start now. And in the weeks, months, and years to come, you won't just be not average. You'll be unrecognizable in the best possible way. Rise anyway.